is Michael Edward, creator of How to Crush Your Mental Blocks in 4 Weeks, which is a course that teaches you how to identify and remove those mental blocks that's stopping you from reaching your level of success. The truth about law of attraction. If you wondered why some people are so successful and some people are not, if you wonder why some people are just lucky, right? They always win or whatever it is, but they always seem like they're just so lucky. That person's so lucky, and then somebody is totally unlucky. Then it's boiling right down to law of attraction. Now, law of attraction has had some pretty bad raps over the last, decade or more. And I've studied law of attraction for many, many years, and there's a missing ingredient that most people don't tell you. That'll be in point 3. You want to hang in and get that one. Especially if you've studied law of attraction before. It's the missing ingredient. It's overlooked. And people don't tell you because they have a different spin on things. But I believe it's a necessity. All right? Now, in law of attraction, what is law of attraction? All right? Point number 1. What is law of attraction? Law of attraction is taught by everybody. It's just not called law of attraction. And I think you'll see what I mean. You're going to see a lot of parallels as I go through these points. But what the bottom line is, law of attraction is the movement of energy. Your thoughts are real, tangible things. They go out into, out there and mix with energy, because everything is made of energy. We see too many examples of it all the time. And it comes back to you in a certain way. All right, so the kind of energy that you put out is what you get back. It's a mirror image. Essentially, bottom line is, it's a mirror image. I'm going to keep this as simple as I can and not get into a lot of detail in this video. But law of attraction is all about energy. And when you read any book on law of attraction, listen to anybody talk about law of attraction, you're going to hear all the same stuff that you're going to hear right here, only I'm going to add in that third ingredient. Now, one example of law of attraction that worked out for me was some years back, quite a few now, I had a fitness site. And this was before, Kajabi, the site builder that I use today, which makes things so much simpler for me. This is when I had to do my own coding, and it was brutal. Being blind, I could create a table, I could create all these different things on a website just by, learning and applying. But what I couldn't see was how the page was coming out. And somehow I had all these blank spaces in there. I don't know how they even came in. And I was struggling trying to get this website going. And I had already created over 80 videos showing all kinds of different exercises and so on in my weightlifting program that I put together at the time. And I needed help, and nobody I knew could help me, right? And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, I need somebody right now to really help me. And somehow or other, I came across another fitness guy who was an online fitness guy who was doing really well. His name is John Benson. And I decided to buy his book. And I contacted him and I said, you know what, I can't use this book in the format that it's in. Do you have a text version of the book? And could you send it to me? I purchased your book, here's the proof, all that kind of stuff. And I said, I'm blind. And he emailed me back. He was so kind. He was so generous. He got me an electronic copy of the book that I could read. And I just fell in love with the guy. I liked his writing. I liked his personality. And I emailed him again. And I said, I love your information and so on. And here's what I'm doing. But I'm having a whole lot of trouble with the website. Well, we ended up, long story short, we ended up getting on to Skype and everything. And we talked. And he had his IT guy build a website for me, and he helped me out substantially. Now, what I'm getting at here was that I needed help, and I put it out there that I needed help. I thought about it. I need help with the website stuff. I can make video. Well, in those days I had help making the video, but I could do video and all that stuff. So out of the blue came John Benson, right? Never heard of him before, never knew of him, but when I needed him, he was there, and I contacted him, and I followed up with him. He followed up with me, on and on. We had a great friendship. We did a lot of good work together. It was like magic, right? And you've heard the story, or the saying, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. That's law of attraction. That's what it means. It means when you're ready for something, something's going to happen to help you move forward, okay? So, and you never know where it's going to come from, by the way. That's really the cool part. You can write it out, your life's plan, and you know, your dreams and all that kind of stuff. And you can write out a plan, and you should write out a plan, and you should start taking action steps towards that plan. But when it's all said and done and you look back, there's going to be a zillion things that happened that had absolutely nothing to do with your plan. And it changed the direction of your life and your plan and so on and so forth. All right? That's law of attraction. Serendipity, law of attraction. Right? And we just call it different things, but that's the bottom line. And what I want you to think about right now is, how do you feel? If you want proof that your thoughts are real and that there's energy here, here's one way of testing it. How do you feel right now, or at any given time? And you need to do this all the time, by the way. Check and see how you're feeling. If you're not feeling great, then think about what your thoughts were in the last few minutes. Was your mind traveling down some bunny trail of the past that was not good? All right? Often the case. And sometimes when we chase that bunny trail, our thoughts go to make things even worse than they really were. We make it worse. I mean, it's a human thing. And we need to change that. All right? So check and see how you're feeling all the time, and check and see what your thoughts were. Now, change the thoughts. Change the thoughts to something happy, something fun, something productive. But change the thought. And watch your mood, your feeling, how you're feeling in the moment, change with it. All right? It's incredible. And that is one of the big keys in the law of attraction, is to see how am I feeling right now, and what have I been thinking. All right? And change it. So the idea in this area is to think about it like this. What I put out is what I get back. If I put out angry thoughts, things are going to happen to me to keep me angry. If I put out sad thoughts, things are going to keep coming to me to make me feel sad. If I feel great, good things are going to happen. This is where the lucky guys come in. When they feel great, and they're confident, and they believe in their abilities, or they believe that they're going to win the draw, or whatever, then they're the lucky guys. And it's not luck, it's by design. All right, very little has to do with luck. It all has to do with design. And it comes back to how you are feeling. So please, check and see how you're feeling, and go change your thoughts to generate the feeling that you want to feel. All right? And that's a big step that I want you to try. So in there I gave you a challenge. What are you feeling right now? And what are your thoughts right now? Think about that during the day. And to improve it, I want you to change what you're thinking to something better and feel the difference. All right? So your life's ambition is to feel good all the time, with the main goal of feeling better. Okay? And no matter where you're at in life, if you're deep in depression right now, just a little bit better is a big difference. And when you're feeling a little bit better, then your goal is to what? Feel a little bit better. Right? And that's why you see a lot of people walking around who are happy all the time and so on and so forth, because consciously or unconsciously they are feeling better all the time. They are looking for reasons to feel better all the time. All right? That's the end of point number one. Number two is have one primary focus. All right? We so often, we scatter our minds among all of these different things that we never focus on any one thing. Now, in the teaching of law of attraction, we need to put out what we want as often as we can throughout the day, and hold the thought for a minute to 2 minutes when you can, in order to give it more intensity. All right, and you want to do it with a high degree of energy. In other words, very, very positive, very, very happy, makes you feel good. All right, and again, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And just fairly recently, like within this year, as I was building my web page, I was running into great difficulty because, being blind, I use the screen reading software on the computer, and it does not function well in all programs, and it can't. And I understand that. That's not a fault of the program. It's just the way it is. All right, because everybody that builds a program builds it a little differently, and sometimes it works well with the screen reading software, and sometimes no. So that's just the way it is, and that's one of my burdens that I have to overcome. And I was obsessed about learning how to build my website. Right? So I bought a really good web building program and all that with all the goodies. It's Kajabi. I like Kajabi. But I was trying to do stuff in there and I just couldn't. And when I mean I was trying, I don't mean I was just popping in there for 10, 15 minutes and said, no, I can't figure this out. I spent the whole day, 2 days in a row, trying to figure out one little thing, because I get my teeth into a bone and I hang on to it. I want to be able to run my own business, and sooner or later I will hire out some of the tasks that I don't like doing, but the bottom line is I need to know how to do this now, and I need to know how to do this so that I can go in and make changes when I want to, right? And the little point is that if you're running your own business, learn every aspect of that business so that you can be responsible for it as needed. All right. Anyway, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this, and I'm sleeping on it. I'm waking on it. I'm dreaming about it. And finally, I posted something on a Facebook page, and I got a response. And it was one of the staff from Kajabi who were really great. Knew I was blind and everything, knew I was really struggling, and he arranged for me to have a little session with somebody on the phone, and something that person said was all I needed. It was just one little thing that I could find with JAWS, but I didn't know what it was. It didn't make any sense from all the videos I was watching and all the rest of that stuff. But what he said was all I needed, all right? And when I had my primary focus on building that web page and going over it and over it and over it in my mind constantly, this student was ready, and the teacher appeared. Very, very kind of them, very, very generous of them to do that, to reach out and help me in the way that they did. So I was very grateful for that. But you see, if I was scattering my mind over too many things, that wouldn't have come to fruition, most likely. Because when you put out a thought, you want to put out that thought with great intensity, of course, which means feel good, feel excited, but you also want to put it out with a great deal of duration and repetition. And in that, when your thoughts go out and mixes with other thoughts and comes back to you, like I said, it's like a boomerang or a mirror effect, then you get answers. And sometimes that comes in the way of a teacher, sometimes that comes in the way of a knock, knock, knock on the door, and you have no idea who's on the other side, but they're there to help you. Okay, and it's really fun to see how things work out. So, and yeah, so that's basically you need to focus on the one thing, right? And if you focus your mind, you'll succeed every time. All right, so think about it that way. Focus your mind to succeed all the time. So focus on one thing. All right, And what I need you to think about throughout the day is, what am I thinking about right now? What am I thinking about? Am I even thinking about my goal, my dream, what it is that I want, or the next thing in front of me? You know, where am I having difficulty? Where do I need to find success in? That sort of stuff. Or is my mind just jumping all over the place? I'm never focused on anything, and that way it's so much harder to succeed in anything, because you're not laser focused on it. All right? And when you do get really focused on it, and you put it out multiple times a day, as many times as you can, you think about it, wondrous things will happen. All right? And how do you stay focused on something? Well, the best way I know is by using triggers. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you need to go and do that. You're watching this, you're on the channel right now. So go ahead and subscribe, and you'll see, like, I don't know, 20 other videos now. And one of them is on triggers. I don't remember what it's called, but triggers. And look that one up, watch that one, it will help you. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to combine a trigger, which is a common action, touching your keys, going through a doorway, sitting down in a chair, something like that, and you're going to connect that to, when I do this, I need to think about this. All right? That's what a trigger is. And you use triggers in all kinds of ways. It's all in the video. But that's the bottom line as far as, the truth about law of attraction, is you want to assign a specific action to a thought. All right? So whenever I sit down, I think about this for a minute, you know? Whenever I get in my car, I think about that for a minute. Whatever it is, all right? So I think you get the idea. Number 3 is the missing ingredient in law of attraction. I have taken a lot of time to study law of attraction over the years. I have read a lot of books. I've joined various programs, and there was a famous movie and a famous book. I don't want to name it because I don't want to slam anybody, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Some years ago, that was very, very popular. And when you think back about that movie, if you've watched it or read the book, you'll find that there was one missing ingredient, and this is it: taking action, or hard work, or working hard. All of those things apply. You see, what they teach in law of attraction is that pretty much all you have to do is think about what you want, and it'll come to you. Right? And in the famous book Think and Grow Rich, he talks about law of attraction, and he talks about how you have to give up something in order to get something. I don't believe you have to give up something. I don't like that terminology, but it is along this line. You see, I want to reach millions of people, and I want to help them. I want to help them reach their level of success. That's my goal. All right? That's my ultimate goal. Everything else in life to me is a stepping stone to that goal. And I could sit there on the couch and just think, I help millions of people, I help millions of people, I help millions of people. But if I don't take any action, how am I going to help millions of people? All right? And I know that there's going to be somebody out there that'll argue with me and say, oh no, you just have to sit there, and somebody will come to your door and say, hey, Michael Edward, I heard that you're a pretty good guy, and you help people and stuff like that, and I'd really like you to join me. Yeah, okay, that to me is not in my belief structure. It is just, it's not reasonable to me. It's not, and the other thing that I taught, and I have a book out there, by the way, it's called I'll get back to you on that. Ordinary People, Extraordinary Lives, by Michael Weingarten. Michael Weingarten is my last name. I go by Michael Edward here because it just sounds a little less formal to me, and I'm not a formal guy. Anyway, I wrote a book, and in that book I talk about how you have to take action in order for the law of attraction to work. So I need to do the stuff that leads to my dream, right? And when you start taking action, a lot of things happen there. One is your belief starts to go up. Hey, you know what? I'm making strides here. I'm going to do this. This is great. Look at me go. And then magical things start to happen. People start to come into your life that teach you something. Or a course comes into your email address and says, hey, you need this right now. And you look it over and you go, you know what? That's exactly what I need right now. You're finding me. I don't know how you found me. I don't know if you were just browsing around personal development and you found me, but you found me. And that, my friend, is also law of attraction. All right? If I'm what you need right now, if this stuff is ringing true to you, that's it at work. Okay? And anyway, let's get back to the hard work or work hard, however you want to word it, because I think hard work has a bit of a negative connotation. I do hard work, and it's like stuff you don't really want to do. But I work hard, and I put in a lot of time to learn what I learn, to teach what I teach, and all the skill sets around it. Making this video took a great many skill sets in order for me to do this. All right? Not only just the speaking and what you're seeing here, but behind the scenes. How do I upload? How do I do this? How do I, there's a lot of how do I's in there. And a lot of that stuff came to me through my efforts, true, but also help along the way. And that help along the way was what made the difference between my sitting here and not sitting here. All right? I do not take credit for all things that happened. Absolutely not. I always send out gratitude for all the things that I've achieved. Because I know it's not me. I know it's a combination of me taking action and law of attraction at work, bringing me people in my life that I need in order to succeed. All right? And that's the way it works with you as well. So remember this. Thought plus action equals success. All right? If you don't have a great positive thought about the business or whatever it is your goal is, and if you do not take the action, you will not succeed. So thought plus action equals success. All right? You need those two elements in there. All right? Now, the first thing that you can do in order to start doing this, of course, is, and you've heard me say this if you've watched any of my other videos, many of my videos, I talk about this. You've got to schedule your success. You've got to lay out a plan to succeed. All right? That's the action side. And when you have it on your calendar, today I'm going to record a video. Today I'm going to write the notes for the video. Tomorrow I'm going to record the video. And after I've done recording the video, I start the processing of the actual video, and I write the articles that go along with the video, and I got all this stuff. My schedule is laid out. And Monday morning, I upload the new video. I put in the new blog. And all the things that I do that you're finding me, I do all that Monday morning. That's my Monday morning schedule. All right? So you need to schedule for your success. And a lot of the stuff I told you in the beginning, that you're going to see a lot of parallels here to other teachers. And everybody that teaches personal development or how to be successful will touch on these elements. One, feel good all the time. That's point number 2, right? And have a positive attitude. Be around positive people. Avoid negativity. Avoid negative people. Right? Keep your thoughts positive. Believe in yourself. Right? Believe in your ability to figure things out. All of these things are taught by everybody. And they're key. And the reason that they're key is because it also invokes law of attraction. All right? You seeing this? You seeing the parallels here? This is why I wanted to give you a basic understanding of law of attraction, is in order that you can reach your higher level of success and understand that all this positive attitude stuff is not just woohoo and not just, exercise type stuff, push it, or whatever. It's really necessary. Because you know people who are miserable. And you know that miserable things happen to people that are miserable, right? You know the lucky person. That lucky person walks around confident and knows full well that everything's going to sort itself out. Everything is going to work out in the end. And they know it. They believe it. They live it. Right? That's all the positive attitude. That's all being around the positive people. That's all that stuff that I just covered. All right? And the missing element, if you study law of attraction, I'm telling you, so many people don't teach that missing ingredient of taking action. All right? I want you to go out there, man, and think about this stuff. Keep your thoughts focused, really laser focused on what it is that you want, and do so and feel good while you're doing so. All right? I am Michael Edward. I'm so thrilled that you're here with me, and we'll talk more about law of attraction as time goes on, because it is a subject that you do want to have at least a basic understanding, if not an advanced understanding of it, in order to help you more quickly reach a higher level of success. But for now, I want you to go out there every day. I want you to enjoy as much as you can, love as much as you can, and succeed.